seen a severe lack of frenzies recently this week from EMEA. Smoke goes in, flash beyond it, and this flash goes in. I have no idea. I imagine with the rotate that's going in that it didn't hit.
And now moving to Sky, so much more that he can do. But Kushner is the man to lead the charge. No surprise there for BBL. He's even going to try to get the plant down. Look at that. Nano dropping in from up top as they've got their setup ready for the post plant.
Playing within the smoke, Suchny up close always seems to be a demon in these sort of areas, but actually
how did they kill all three there?
Bar one has gone
wasn't
the
looking
way
good.
Of Heretics. The post plant, it's looking pretty poor. I'll be honest with you. I think they're just going to defuse.
Yeah, and they didn't plant for where the mollies were. I'm pretty sure.
The last two players completely caught out of position.
I'm pretty sure that's right.
Off to a flyer once again.
You know, sometimes you're going to find that right click working for you every damn time. And sometimes, well, you'll get what we saw just there. A bunch of bullets fired out, the magazine emptied.
What happened there? I mean, we just saw a 3-on-3 in the smoke. That was the thing. Saw a 3-on-3 in the smoke, and then they won out by doing this.
They're more than happy to have.
I'm interested in some of the early utility that was being thrown out there by BBL. It seems like they were almost directly trying to counter aggression they expect.
Not this again.
From Kellogg's. Because I think they put 2 flashes through. They had the initial breach flash and then a sky flash as well, just to try and basically warn him that they're challenging for that control. Instead, you see a really deep Viper screen, and this is one of the things that I was sort of mentioning.
What went wrong for a send-off to Champs 2021? They decided to kick their IGL, and I don't recommend doing that.
Their own Viper screen going deep all the way across and leading them through to the site, and basically also sectioning off the angle that we have Boo peeking from in that round. So I do wonder how they're going to either just show themselves there early, because although they threw those couple of flashes through, Boo's just holding the angle going, no one there. Oh, I can see no one there, and then just they're able to gamble their rotation.
Financial issues? No.
That part of
Nothing to do with that.
Challenge for at all.
Just something else.
About as we move further in, it's worth mentioning as well, Tom. This is now the second map that we're seeing.
You went on a date 40 minutes ago, as in you finished the date or you started the date 40 minutes ago and now you're here, because that's not a good sign if it's the latter.
I mean, look,
but if you finished the date 40 minutes ago, then that's not too bad.
It is terrifying, but I think he'll have his work cut out for him dealing with Turco. Again, a very curious pick from Kushner. It's almost reminiscent of the old days when we'd see Arena be played, where I'd come in and say, like, okay, that's peculiar. I don't know that you're getting enough out of that agent pick to justify it versus, for example, a Raze versus what Kellogg's is running here, which is a Neon. So for Kushner, I really want to see what his ideas are here, because maybe they have something that they like to do on this map, but my mind certainly is leaning more towards
why didn't you pick him up? In terms of where we were, everyone wanted to stay as a 5 after Champs. I'm not going to go into it too much, but I did leave 2 months after, so can kind of
we don't have the
put one-on-one together, I imagine.
On this map that we literally have never played. To go, okay, you're now playing Neon, which is just wouldn't make much sense. And the thing is, they have tested stuff like that in the past. I believe it was actually their old Pearl comp when they played against DRX. They lost 3-13 because they tried to run a Yoru. So I feel like there is almost just an element of going, okay, we could try, take a big risk, like throw something in they're never going to expect, but if that doesn't work and we've lost the first map or something's gone wrong elsewhere, we are screwed. Whereas if we play things that are comfortable for us, things that can work, like I'm not saying they don't work, but can work, that will probably lean better into us after we've already played our matches, and after we go, for example,
yeah,
later
Vono's
in the
incredible.
So I don't think this is necessarily a bad
How's he? Actually, I haven't seen him play for a little bit. How's he this week?
Like, I do think not having a Viper right now
Bone Code is great, yeah,
for
sure. I mean, he's looking good.
Brave only has so many smokes, and the thing is with this map, a lot of what you're going to be doing is playing with rotations, trying to get in the head of the defenders. One of the best ways to do that is with that Viper screen, because you can put that
very
up
good at Omen
as
as
well.
well.
They could be rubble, they could have crossed, they could be pushing down, they could be going towards the broken door. And although all we've seen is a pistol round, it's a very small amount to go off of.
Camera guy's doing some work out here.
Their plan to fake that out was 2 flashes. Now, that's never, ever going to hold a team back enough that they will find a problem with that. So that's going to be my main focus is, okay, how are they faking out that control? Because if you go running into the B site like they did there, they needed some other controls.
Brimstone on Lotus, you lack on defense too much.
They either take C or they take A control so that you can
The
stop
flash
rotations coming
the
through.
flash just hits
They
too
went
hard on this
directly
map.
through B. That for me is maybe a pistol round strat, but not a buy round strat. You can't do that every
And then in
round.
terms of the Astra, you get the you get the cross map. It's also too wide as well. Like on defense, you have to be playing over towards B to smoke both places.
Over the other side, but Mixwell taking that Viper, I guess I have to look towards someone like Suchny. He's the man that's bringing in the breach, the ideas that they might have to work off of with that.
Yep.
Maybe it feeds into Jet, into some of those early
He didn't perform
plays,
this week.
It might not be the normal way to approach this map, but I think you hit the nail on the head, Tom. It's the fact
I didn't see the
you have
tower
coaching
game.
changes. You have, well, like
I saw
staff
G2 lost
changes in
yesterday
general,
though. I mean, they got
any
kind
sort
of
player
boomed
issues that
yesterday.
come up, you have to
After
then
the first map, at
feed
least.
back to, okay, what works? What's comfortable? What can we plug in tomorrow and play? Because if you come in and you take the Neon, you take the Rays,
Which
you don't
VCT
do it
League
right,
has been the best
and your game
produced
plan
so
isn't
far.
set up to make that
It's
succeed,
between
well,
this
then
and
it's
Pacific.
probably even going to be less valuable than just letting Kushner
The reason
run
that
around and
the
do
reason
what
the
he
Americas
wants.
isn't in
So
the
far, he's
like
been
I'm not
doing,
saying Americas,
I
their
think,
replays are
okay in this series.
their replays are
Honestly,
really bad compared
he's not been
to
anything to write
these
home
two.
about. He's had some good rounds. He's had some bad rounds. This has been a pretty weak game by his standards, which is scary as well because he could heat up massively.
Yeah, last week he was dropping 50+ kills in 2 maps.
Yeah.
Like, the standards for Kushner are very high. That's why you might look at the stats the last game. And go,
It's
oh,
like
man,
really
it's
noticeable.
Decent. What are you talking about? But no, it's
Really
one
is
of those things where
noticeable
we
how
put him on a
much
pedestal for a very good reason. And a lot of the time when BBL win, it's because
I guess
he's
the
had a
skill
great
of the
game.
replay person,
Yeah,
or maybe
I think
they
there's a
don't
lot
have
to sort of
enough.
Think about with this composition. I think defensively,
Maybe
like
they don't
having
have
the
enough
breaching is,
PCs.
I
I'm
like
not
it.
sure.
I think you can do a lot, like with how you're actually setting up a lot of tight angles, like especially in B.
Yeah, in terms of Pacific and EMEA, like I'll have question marks, I'll have questions about the round itself, and I'll get instant replays, and I'll be like, that's cool, that's what happened. In Americas, I just have to forget the round itself. I'll see a replay of something that wasn't impactful. It's like the one big thing where I'm just like, man, the Americas is like it could be so much better. If they had the replay person from EMEA or Pacific, it would be incredible to watch.
Just like have those stun nade combos, or even like I think it was Fnatic were running fade as well, because you could do the same thing. Like you can have the fade C's, and then you have the snade, as some weirdos like to call it. So I think that's the main thing I'm sort of questioning
everyone's
is how they're gonna
outsourced
work
their
off of
production,
this.
I'm pretty
I think
sure.
in terms of executions, like having the Sky combining.
I'm not
to
sure
give you the
about
information. Like for example, on C
Americas.
executes, I think Breach can work very, very well in those, because again, a lot of angles that you can
What
clear
Agent John see more of in
very
pro play?
easily, but, well,
Maybe Yoru.
it seems like we
Yoru's
are
kind of fun to
still
watch.
in our technical pause.
It's a little bit underrated, maybe, but
Well, they
again,
are
it
in
just
the
takes too
building,
much
so I don't know
time.
if we can say we've
I
stolen
did
their
hear.
curse.
Don't worry, I heard that technical pause is more or less resolved, and we're just waiting for the players to get back.
Do you know what this
You
one
want
was
to see more
about?
Reyna? I mean, Reyna's fun
Not too sure
if it's
just
on the
yet.
right
Might have
person.
info on that later, but either way, it seems there hasn't been too much of an issue, and I think for these guys as well, it's better to have these pauses right at the start, right in the beginning of the game, rather than interrupting your rhythm. We saw it last time around, and you know.
In tech pause, yeah, we did see the jet lag, to be fair. When we were in that overview, I thought it was maybe the observer, but the jet definitely lagged when going to plant.
I do wonder when you come out of these where BBL will take it. This might be when they want to just run it down. I think they should be on an eco. Like they could decide to force pipe a Lotus attack side.
Yeah,
More Ethan Yoru.
And maybe, to be honest,
Man,
again,
Ethan
up against
is so
BBL's top,
integral in
maybe
that
you
team,
could
it's
run it. Maybe you
crazy.
could try for some A main control early, try to force them back if you were Team Heretics, but put the shoe on the other foot. And this is a very good comp to play this map with that Heretics are running. BBL would just be running into their deads. I think take the eco.
By the looks of it, they got a couple of Bulldogs. I wouldn't be surprised if one of them is posted up C long, the other one is
overlays wrong?
posted up just
No,
watching
Heretics one
that
is.
initial cross on A, like basically just taking those range fights where they can,
unless you're
and then
thinking
the
of
rest of the
maps.
players happy
We're
to
in
get
the
up
second map
close on,
now.
like B rotates or maybe on A site. And I think that's the thing. Like, I've enjoyed watching the Sky on this map, similarly to what I actually enjoyed seeing from the Gecko as well. Is like you can get a lot of early information with those flashes and try and base your rotations off of it. Now, the difference again compositionally, is that what happened to the
Some
table?
aggression there.
No. That's how you activate them.
He knifed.
Just activate the
He
table.
knifed nice back stretches.
Activate the table. Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
the downward slug, and that's about it.
sensors.
That's as far as we go.
All right. Well, listen, you do you, Tom. I don't want to be around your PC table anymore. But
Hey, I've seen yours. Your PC became a table. You have issues.
Hey, listen, the case didn't look that big in the picture, all right? How was I to know just because it said the case was 24 kilograms empty that was a problem? Yeah, I'm sort of hearing it now. I should have known that.
I like that we've got Killjoy Sky in the actual stands as well, both making it into the game.
Hey, it's
for this
the
one as
rifles
well.
that make the difference as well. Look at that.
You're going to try and buy that off them, aren't you? I already know that your purchase history when it comes to anything that's remotely game related, it's just off the chart. Movie related, TV show related.
Now it's getting dangerous.
That's where Mitchman's bank account, basically, it instantly, the second he receives any money for casting, it instantly empties again straight into buying.
Some people keep their money in currency, and that's a volatile industry. I like to go for Star Wars props. Those are the kind of things that are going to last forever, and that will only increase in value.
You got glowing. Okay, that's sick. That's sick. I have to be honest. That's pretty dope. Like, Mitch is. The only thing is, it's close. It's between this cosplay and Lothar's Viper cosplay. I'm not quite sure which one.
Maybe we can get Lothar to don it again.
Yeah,
right?
No.
I mean, he's
driving. Need a comeback.
He's driving back and forth, so it's not even a luggage issue. He can put it in his car. I was in his car today. There's plenty of space.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Out of all of the 7 TV things, this cat is by far my favorite.
I'm not sure which of Marcus's cosplays I
The heart one, that's incredible.
I don't know
by
why you're
far
diving
the
to
best.
Marcus. I want to see Hypoc Rocket Brimstone.
That's already been done. And
It's
I'm not
so
sure it
good.
Can be topped. It was done by Meg.
When you get that one
I don't know if
person
you
in
saw
chat,
Meg's
Walden,
Brimstone,
it's
but
absolutely incredible.
I did. It was impressive. It was impressive.
If Hypoc can beat that, you know what? Fair enough.
Well,
the real question is, who would Pansy cosplay as, Mitch? This is a question I want you to answer.
Lauren, are you in the building? Do you want to come up and we can?
She did enjoy your outfit from earlier. I think she said there was a number.
Joan,
that she said
thank you so much.
For her to wear that outfit, but I can't quite for the
don't know what that message is about, Joan. But thank you so much, mate, for the 9 months. Appreciate it.
Might have to times that by 5,000, then you might be getting close.
I think there's, she's been going on for months about doing a cosplay as well, you know, Lauren, so I reckon we'll probably get that out. Maybe it's a playoffs thing, probably saving it.
Of course. Like,
finals.
You don't want to do it too early.
I heard she wants to Fade cosplay for the finals. It's happening.
Okay, you know. So a minute ago when you said that this pause wasn't going to be too long and you said it would be over soon.
I did say that.
You want TENS to replace Def? Right, that's madness.
No comment.
You're
that's pure madness. That's not a good take, man.
Like, he was ready to go. He heard Mitch Manor said that this is almost ready.
Well, I'll be honest
with you. And now he's decided to take a nap.
If he's heard that, I think we need another pause.
That's also true. Maybe that's what the technical pause is.
That could be a problem. Oh, look, they've left A open. Kellogg's is like, oh, okay. Guys, I have an idea.
But then again, it's whether or not he would trust us, and I don't think that's true. I don't think he would.
Thoughts on the Sassy less drama? I missed it all. Talk to me. Give me a TLDR.
Maybe like cast a 2v0 and pretend that there's still an enemy alive.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
That would really throw somebody off.
Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll do that someday. I could quickly
do you think Sassy could take over the IGL role? I have no idea what he's like as a player or what he's what his calling's like. So not really. I mean, maybe we don't really know. Like literally none of us know.
Sorted relatively soon.
Sassy was maybe toxic to Les. He was maybe toxic. Les said that Sassy creates a very hostile environment. I don't think that's fine. Depends how hostile. If he's calling out stuff in game that's a mistake and that's the fastest way to learn, they'll probably be thanking him in a few years. Depends.
I was looking at their matches of Split and saying, you know what, I think that they've done fairly decently. They smashed KC, they played an okay game versus Liquid, and Giants absolutely destroyed BBL. So I was like, okay, they're probably going to go in that direction.
They won an event, so it's like, damn.
To Icebox, which,
yeah, they won an event, so it's like, well,
it was actually a map that
sure,
BBL lost
he might have been toxic, and he might have done it, but damn, it worked. So
which again, you're not really going to take too much
who cares?
It's one where, again, I
sometimes that's the best way to get through to the younger people that were brought up on games and don't really understand the kind of opportunity that they're given.
Oh, sick. Okay, this is actually the bus that we've got pulled up.
It drove all the way from Poland today. I mean, and we saw some videos from inside. It was packed out.
It depends. See, bullying is a strong word to throw out there. bullying is a very strong word, but if it's in-game stuff and it's about stuff that's in-game, you're trying to get the best out of your team. From at least the outside perspective, he doesn't look like the kind of person that's going to be bullying. Just more just trying to get his message across of how you actually play the game and how you should be playing the game.
I don't know if it works with flags the same as paper.
Has anybody ever myth-busted the Mythbusters, though? That's the thing.
I'm sure they have. I'm sure they have. And they've done it themselves.
It depends what went down, really.
They test some stuff, and then they disproved it. They're like, we've been lying to you for years. Our bad.
Well, hopefully, soon.
I know you're going to say it.
We will find. No, I'm not going to say anything. I have no trust, no faith.
Finally, the fast, terrible Sliggy take. I mean, maybe, man.
A couple of players buying up some
you could, I mean, my way of viewing it though is if literally after every round you're going, oh, you did really well, mate, but they keep making a mistake, you're not going to learn. So it's like, he's going to carry on losing. So I'm a big fan of Tough Love. I think it works. But again, we don't know the insides and outs of what happened. Right, let's keep on going this.
This might force Team Heretics back. In fact, they go forward to their deaths as BBL roll over the seaside.
They decided to force into this. Wait, have they got?
Push from Boo, but nothing more than one to be found. Mixwell has to clutch it. 1v3. Shields on these players. Weapons as well. He's actually outgunned against Suchny, and he's going to be triple peaked. Good night and sweet dreams. The BBL Force Spy has won.
Yeah, I'm surprised they even go for it, to be honest.
This went too fast.
The sheer pacing of it alone definitely caught the side of Heretics off guard. I think it was definitely a risk, but I guess the IGO has had about 25 minutes to think about what he was going to do in this round, and maybe just had enough of, well, sitting with the 1-0 deficit. Wanted to try and get that a little bit further, even getting hyped up as well.
I mean, I don't know the insides and the outs to Mac, but I think that, I don't know, they won a tournament. I don't know how harsh it was.
What looks like a bit of
I'm just a fan of Tough Love. I think it works.
It's not going to be the
it depends how tough it is.
A single Bulldog.
There's obviously a line.
That flash was good. It's caused problems, but Team Heretics are still able to fight back. Avova with the classic up close. And he was
There's a massive Reddit post about it. Maybe I'll read it at one point. But do we even know? Like, I don't think we're gonna know anything unless there's like literal, this is like literal leaks and videos.
I'll smoke for you, and then you heal me. And Zeke's just like, I will kill them all. And it's like, no,
we have a very good chance to win this, by the way.
I mean, this is it. If he goes down, that Bulldog in that position, it's gone. It's done for. There's one good damage as well. Actually, no. It was nothing. Those shots missed just over the shoulder, perhaps. That gives an opportunity. They're closing in the distance as well. They've got the C site. The door's open behind them. That's going to cause a bit of a headache now. Worried about a player flanking, and that classic is not going to do a damn thing. Healed up to 100, right back to 0.
Yeah, that's the problem. That was literally the only weapon they had. I'm almost surprised we don't see a longer flank round to try and retrieve some of that weaponry. This would have been a real opportunity for the players of Heretics to just run and basically find whatever rifles or whatever was left on the floor. Yeah, it would have made some noise on the door, but I just think it gave them so much more of an opportunity. The only thing now is the doubt in the minds of BBL as to where they are, but the turrets give it away.
Damn, this off angle's dirty.
Both of them on the way through, and Aslan's able to deal with 2.
That was dirty, okay. Good eco though. They managed to...
very good after a pistol round lost. Zeke's got his ultimate online.
Do a good amount of damage here and actually get an okay buy. Keep the econ kind of low, even though the econ's pretty strong. That's a really good angle.
I think all in all,
just got to have a lot of map control for it, right?
In that round. I like the idea of opening the door. I think it was Mixwell came up behind, opened the door, and then rotated to spawn so they could go together. But then they both ran through the spawn.
He's way too pumped.
Sets of steps were heard. No problem at that point.
Oh, this is that's nice though. The insta dash at the beginning, he's here really early. Here's the turret as well if they want to go over towards B or at least smoke this off, create pressure. Molly to break whatever util's here. Does get shot before it goes off.
But it's not going to happen. He's just basically trying to hold down the flank, but it seems like something has caused a stir. There's a big rotation comes off towards this B side.
You almost think with that early
yeah, they cut down. Cut down for a long time, and obviously they'd shown pressure over towards here. Heretics being proactive, that's something that maybe they weren't doing enough on Haven if we're looking over towards their defense on A.
they start to rotate to C. They're looking elsewhere until finally that door opens, and well, now we're in a lot of trouble. Boo's blinded up. He was stunned seconds ago. With that lockdown as well, there's no chance to fight back in. They've got to play the retake.
Yeah, just having
it's
to hold
a
back.
rough retake. Do they consider
the
close?
little bit of information.
Holy hell.
Sprayed wildly. Tries to catch them off guard, but the Seeker
Boo decided to, sorry, Aslan decided to swing. It's kind of
Smoke
nuts.
eventually going to fade. Paranoia thrown through, but not really catching anyone. A pot flash ready on contact. They're so blind on the other side as the peak comes through. It is a perfect 1-2 punch, and Zeke will meet his maker. 3-1
Really nice,
for
really good
BBL
run from them.
and Heretics. Well,
Yeah, that all helped them out
they've got
loads.
nothing else.
Just comes back to what we were saying earlier,
Nice
just how
after-plan decisions
valuable
as well. They handled it well.
you'll see that Paranoia be. You'll see Turco being able to duel it up, fight out of smokes, and do things like that. You remember, there's only been 4 rounds so far.
You sent me that interview? Yeah, I'll check it out at one point.
With 4. I mean, the consistency that these players are bringing is unreal.
If he wasn't getting the kills, he would have had more.
Yeah, that's true.
He pop flashes out and kills 2 of them, so he's assisting himself. I don't think it counts, but yeah, I also think just maybe a bit of a misread from the side of Heretics, but well, once again, they're going for this early C control, more assists coming
they
off
like
of these
force
flashes.
their way
That's
into
the
these
thing, they're just
areas.
battling for this map
They're
control
going,
rather than
the
having
first
to
10
use those
seconds
smokes
at the
to
moment from
fake it
BBL is
out.
crazy
They're just
fast.
taking these fights and happy to meet
They're
Heretics
using
on
their
the
dash
battlefield.
not to enter through the choke points, but to
Avova was
literally,
1 pixel to the
I mean,
left,
well, kind of.
maybe 2.
I guess
When
if
he
we're calling
threw
these
that
choke
Paranoia,
points. It's
he
like
would have
the
actually
early
caught the
choke
player
points.
and would have bought them a chance to take that fight. No way that he can know whether the guy's a little to the left or a little to the right. That's too much to ask of him. But this time around, it's an early shutdown because of it, and those pistols aren't able to pounce in the same way they want.
George doubled down on the plot stuff. But I mean, in terms of like their roster and stuff like that, I think honestly he has a point. It's just his timing was just horrendous.
Their way in at perfect timing to catch Mixwell. They haven't killed him.
Like I think he has a point, but it's just like the timing on it couldn't have been worse.
Okay, he's going to try and throw down a bit of utility. But ultimately, not a whole lot they can expect to achieve here. Hoping that maybe someone had made the play into the smoke again, similar to the last round. But BBL don't really have any need to take these gambles anymore. They have the rifles.
Yeah, BBL are looking strong at the moment on this. I like this fast
they
stuff.
have the angles to hold at that.
About as good as it gets for Mixwell taking that fight. Aslan could only see his head, and when you got a sheriff up close, maybe that's going to be a good thing. But didn't land the shot the first time around for Mixwell, so we end up 4-1.
Yeah, this needs to happen. They need to shut down this fast aggression at the beginning. Got to maybe overuse some of the util. The issue is now BBL might be on top of this and change their style of play. They might even just do nothing for the beginning.
They have faced practically no resistance so far. That 1 round found by Team Heretics was the pistol, and since then, since that pause, it's been the BBL show. This is a timeout now for Heretics, where they'll hope to find a solution to that problem.
Yeah, I think as well, even with just how direct the initial fights have been for BBL, some of the rotations that have come through, it seemed to be slight misreads out from Heretics. Like in the 1 buy round we've actually seen, I don't know what pulled them into the B site. If it was just the 1 nano swarm being thrown in, that seems a little bit absurd. But it was just
tech pause. I mean, the risk of the force buy really paid off.
So
the fact that they won pistol into this is devastating.
Just gamble around the map, but it has not
Alright,
been
let's take it
working
easy.
so far. And all of these aggressive fights, sure, some of them have got them early advantages, but it's normally been in rounds where they don't really have the weaponry to back it up, and BBL have been able to recover. 4-1 up on this attacking side already.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about in terms of them wanting to try and shut this down. We have Omen Flash getting invested really early on.
Aggressively once again.
Well, Boo has lockdown to work with. Things get a little awkward, but it's a rolling thunder on Suchny and the ultimates that are so close for BBL that I get worried about.
Let's see, how much do they...
Early aggression on A. He's going to be dashing it down. There goes the fast lane. Already by, but he's been
the
stunned
stun
up. That gives him a chance
prevents them from swinging the breach.
It's
kind of cool. Sorry, from swinging the Omen. Heretics did good here though. The heavy shutdown is what we needed to see. I honestly thought BBL were going to be a little bit of a step ahead. But we also saw this on Haven, where I thought they were going to change up their playstyle, and they did the exact same thing. So yeah, it was a nice timeout, nice change of play from Heretics, and now let's see if BBL kind of like relax with their timing.
the server, bringing them home both rounds they've had so far. 3K in the pistol, 4K here, and a huge one. And I like the idea. Denying that A control completely, fighting tooth and nail. They don't mind brawling with their opponents. And he's getting hyped up as well.
Well, this is a round where we're going to have 7 ultimates online, so it's anyone's guess where this one's going to go. It could be sloppy, but the operator in play for Kushner.
Yeah, there we go. Slow. And I like the Heretics did the punish, but now they don't do the same punish, right? They actually managed to save over the Omen flash. So they, in terms of them being a step ahead on this, it feels like they're a little bit step ahead. BBL now holding outside here, and they didn't use too much util to actually get the A control and create the question mark and pressure here. Whereas I think BBL thought they were going to be using loads of util into this again. So in terms of mind games and like just the past 2 rounds, Heretics isn't, if we include this round, Heretics are winning.
So of the majority so far, that has been where the fights have come through. So Kushner almost just buys this up.
This is dog goods. Info 2 only.
Of information just gathered by Zeke as well. So then I'm going to rotate, by the looks of it, a 3rd player.
I like this little aggro alarm bot.
Side of the map. You already mentioned it. A lockdown is available.
Nice.
It might just be used instantly.
Oh god, breach ult goes in. Molly, but they managed to get past this.
Most certainly going to meet their demise.
Yeah, this is nice from BBL.
We'll see the spike make its way in slowly. You know, there's been a few
Does
attempts.
Boo get her in time to use the ult?
Caught my eye with the Odin play,
looking like they literally want to let the plant go down, then they're going to take this map control, then they ult, and then they go in sight. Yeah, they literally wanted this to happen.
The thing is, a lot of these after plants on the C site really do play into the fact that you can go from outside.
Okay, it's all about blocking vision. Do they shoot or use anything to stop the mollies?
Actually caught up, but the Seekers somewhat helps out.
It's very hard to. They're gonna have to tap the spike at the right time as well as making pressure. Oh, it's a nice Omen flash on top of that. Look at the trades right now. They're crazy. Really nicely handled from Heretics. I like these 2 rounds back to back from them. Been very kind of in control. Very on top of this. There's nice uses of ults and everything. Their plan was just great. They had 5 people here. They flashed over just to check there wasn't any lurking, no smoke over towards their alarm bot. And yeah, it was a really good retake.
Came in with an op. It was a massive investment. And it's not just that, it's the Rolling Thunder, it's the Seekers. I mean, this round cost a lot.
Is there a map where Killjoy isn't one of the top picks? Not really. It's just an insane agent right now. I guess that's when he got plucked out of the sky there.
Here comes the Zeekers. I love it. Kellogg's, well, he's got his finger guns, and you'll see a Viper's pit potentially up.
Split, yeah, split's
big opportunity
split definitely
for Heretics to extend this further.
Definitely
Snake bite
bind.
inside of there, you better be careful. He's on his way in.
Whoa, with the stun on top, that's nice. You kind of have to risk that no one's playing here, but maybe they did maybe they did info. I reckon they might have done some research into this. I'm not entirely sure. Did I miss any util for here? Felt a little bit risky. Damn,
that's the spike down.
Yeah, that is the spike. That's a huge kill. They get outside. We still have Seekers.
And now they no longer have that buffer of the lockdown.
Oh, a deep smoke though going through. This is somewhere Brave wanted to fight for, turning his attention instead towards the connector, losing his life, but they've dropped Kellogg's and managed to at least keep it even for now.
2 smokes.
Time not really on their
Damn,
side.
this pause is getting them a lot.
But he's caught as well. Back and forth we go, but the numbers even as Heretics slowly approach this site. A phantom in the hands of Boo. He's blinded. The smoke blocking his vision for a moment. Suchni's spam is good.
Spam, the damage is really good. I'm really liking this pause that they're using. This little off angle over towards site, it's been great so far.
Yeah, decent post.
Keeps getting them a really important kill every time they're on
site. It
site.
does sort of seem at the moment like the second Zeke hits the deck, the round just almost falls apart. He is having a lights out performance, smart positioning from him. Wow. I'm really liking just the way that
I like the entry here.
Into play. I feel like Suchni is someone who's so good at just setting up his teammates, but then the good thing is as well, if he's playing that little bit further back, it means you get him for the post farm, and he's someone that knows his angles. Maybe not the flashiest player in the world, but Definitely
instant
works
omen.
well. Again, look at the paciness of this
Instant
take.
omen flash here,
Straight
instant
into the
omen flash here.
paranoia,
We literally
forcing
just
anyone
traded
off,
out.
the
They are
flash through behind, the
spamming
stun off
C.
the
It's
back of
like
it,
they're
and
it's
they
like they're
already
back
have
on
the site.
Haven and C is A. They are just spamming the site over and over again at the moment.
From playing towards the site, you'll be blinded up, taken down by the dash through, and Kushner's even dropped Mixwell. Viper's Pit now down.
Nice trades, but they did get the ult out of them. They still haven't been able to plant though.
They managed to put this into a man advantage for their squad, and they've even spotted Kushner stuck in the corner. This could be good. All the information to play with. They know they've got them boxed in, and the plan still needs to be found.
Yeah, they're never going to feel like they can plant. They're kind of committed. I wonder if they just leave Jet and go.
And the main thing for BBL, you've got plenty of time. You almost want to try and play off of this before going for the plant. Try and get yourself away back into this round, but you can see them almost just gambling on this aggressive pressure.
Good understanding of this, realizing that they want him to push, and they can just get the plant down.
About to round that corner. Flash catches him completely blind.
Oh my goodness.
For the moment, but Zeke again, and now they're going to
they handled this well.
With a double spray
yeah. I wonder if BBL are going to pause soon. They're getting over towards the site, but this kind of
they are climbing back once more.
They're looking kind of comfy.
Extremely well.
BBL have been going aggro a little bit in these positions. This one wasn't as bad as some of the others because obviously 3v4, they realized that they have to.
As you might have thought earlier on. And that's when BBL will be calling in a pause. It's time to reconsider with credits now starting to get low and a lot of ultimates burned up for next to nothing. Every idea they have, every time they try to take it to a part of the map, it seems like Team Heretics are now that one step ahead. Mixwell's been having a tough time. I mean, getting shut down with that Viper's Pit active as well by a low HP Kushner who was sneaking his way through the pit the whole time. That's got to be devastating.
They're kind of bullying him a bit. Like they found the weakness on the C side. The only thing I will say though for Heretics is when they did play versus Na'Vi, they only got 3 rounds when it came to their defensive side because they started on attack and got 10. So I think if they can even get themselves 6-6 scoreline, I don't think they're going to be too worried about it. A lot of what came from this composition, from this team, was what they were able to do on that attacking side and a lot of the mid-round calling they threw out. So I think they're already not in the worst of spots. Obviously, confidence-wise, you're going to want to get a little bit more from here on out. But the same can be said for BBL. Like, they're going to want to try and really build off those early advantages. They're doing a great job of isolating Mixwell. I think the stun combination, the early paranoia that they're using, along with, I think it was
I don't really, like, if the mods are timing you out, it's pretty much fine in my opinion. Like, I don't want a toxic environment. I don't want that. I don't want people that are uneducated to have an opinion about, or like a harsh opinion about stuff. It's just not worth my time to look over and read it. I don't want it. There's loads of other streams that kind of encourage that stuff. I'm more of a streamer that appreciates the amount of time that players put in, so I don't want to see like loads of. Plus, I know loads of people, so it's like I don't really want a place where they're gonna come in and get flamed. It's not like I've been in teams that understand how much time all of these players put in. I don't think people in like gold, plat, diamond, immortal, ascendant, etc. can even flame. Like, you shouldn't really be flaming. You don't understand what you're talking about.
Just by showing a little bit of presence across the map and still having that double initiator available to them, they're going to have a lot of.
Like, you all have no idea.
A lot of this now comes down to Avova. We saw this reclaim, something Fnatic did quite regularly in these rounds, and it will force him back almost immediately, just with one piece of YouTube.
If you're bronze, if you're bronze, then you get it, so that's fine. Just those other ones I mentioned.
This is not going to be the easiest take in the world.
Yeah, I don't mind this. They had a 4-man stack towards left side of B. The rotation's being called, but eventually you've got to make a move. There's a Viper wall up.
But yeah, if you want to flame and stuff, there's loads of streams that allow that.
After good trades to start, though. Heretics come out on top in a 3 versus 2. Mixwell's caught in between a rock and a hard place, but now he's got support on his left. And Suchny had no idea he was there. 5-5 as they equalize Team Heretics.
Like you can flame to an extent. Like you can just be like miss shots, call it for how it is, but don't go in for people.
I don't know if the plan there is with the screen being up, anybody who's in front of it is obviously going to be blind, and everybody behind it can't really fight through. It's a nice little idea. It revolves around having someone like Zeke who is just on form, and then Avova being there alongside him just to hit those trades. That was exactly what they needed. And that's the thing, they're being able to delay and isolate BBL
2 rounds left.
Let's see what we got anywhere other than just rushing C.
Well, again, that same mole is going to go down, but Team Heretics, they go right down towards the south side of the map. They are pushing aggressively down A long. Not just 3 players. Not just 3 players going rubble and falling back and giving Avova the control, but instead an actual
the timing of that is just the most disgusting thing ever.
That's the spike. That's 3 players.
Nice trades from Kellogg's, hit his shots.
They need to recover that spike. And
dude, this is honestly, considering this was like a 4-1, the recovery's been insane from Heretics.
The spike and get the plan afterwards. Not a bad idea if they can get it done, but still a tough round ahead of them.
Boo has lockdown.
You can flame orgs and stuff, sure. I don't mind that stuff. You can flame orgs, you can flame like decisions made by certain stuff, you can question. Questioning is great. Questioning is fine. But don't just come in and be like, yep, this person's playing shit. Like, get rid of them. Like I don't want to hear that. I don't care.
And they've got nanoswords and snake fights there. They are trapped in a corner, nowhere to go.
Damn, this is a nice round.
Beautiful stuff from Heretics, just cornering them like rats at the back of the site. And they will have a sick.
I like how much they're changing out.
Pretty in the end from them.
Very, very well handled.
Yeah, you can flame me. Like, flaming me is fine. Like, I don't mind that stuff. Like, flaming me is good. Don't, like, I just don't want you to, it's just pointless. Especially when a lot of flames just don't make sense.
And taking him out completely from any sort of late round play. Not even a Viper's pick could keep him alive, but then they decide to play off-site retake.
Kellogg's was unhappy he didn't get the ace.
Stole my kill. Well, 1 round left to play for Heretics. Already 6 on the board, and Tom, that was what you said is their condition here, that they'd be looking great moving into the next half. They could potentially walk out with 7, and they're coming in with 2 ultimates to play with, but BBL have a Rolling Thunder and a lockdown.
Like, if there's stuff that deserves it as well, that's the thing, the stuff that deserves it, then sure. Like, the K-Corp stuff, we were pretty mean against them, but it was, like, horrendously bad. Like, if there's really bad stuff, I think it's fine, just don't go after, like, individuals. Alright, we'll leave it though. I'm bored of it.
Insta-stun, just to hold them back that little longer. Flash, and I think he's realized not really worth taking this fight anymore. A lot of utility having to be used just to force him back off the angle, though. And he's actually going to catch Brave. I don't know if that was just before the smoke bloomed or what.
Yeah, I guess so.
Smoke down, paranoia to follow. Almost loses his life for that, and in the end he will. Avova's down. And the A site now has no boots on the ground for Team Heretics. They're fighting from afar, and those shots are not landing. This is starting to get a little bit awkward with the lockdown in play for the attackers. BBL have every advantage. Mixwell wanted to move forward a little too early. He pays the price.
Kushner might have given them a way back in, though.
Dude, that Omen flash missing has cost them everything.
Time ticking away. They'll definitely need to get a move on, and the rest of the players are sat back in this crossfire. Timmy the turret to help them out, but Boo's found another.
Low HPs though. They're both in the same place though.
Corner. Zeke almost just having to hold the line because they need to get someone on this defusal. The flash has worked out. Stun can go through. It's going to be left on to Zeke. He lands the first shot. Can't quite land the second.
Damn, nicely done. So he got both of his stun there.
To even things up level as we head into half number 2.
Yeah, for Suchny, that clutch was looking a little unlikely, but the perfect stun. Both players caught by it, and that just left them in a position. Hey, you don't hit that first shot. He's winning it out every single
think
time.
They did great.
Neck and neck at the half, though.
Considering how it started with the 4-1,
they're facing off against the side that Heretics want to start on.
Okay, it was just. I was like, maybe he saw something just before the smoke went up. Nope, it was just a timing spam. The thing is, though, a little bit whiffy on some of the shots later on with the rifle. Unfortunately, it looked like he had an opportunity to maybe help clean that one up at the end.
But stuff like that's so fine, like EU aim and stuff like that. I just don't like when we call out the individuals. Like stuff like that's good, like that's fun. That's absolutely fine. But when you're going in for just one person attacking him,
I'm intrigued by what they're going to do on the defense, because I don't think their comp is bad defensively whatsoever. I think you've got a lot of utility available for finding information, delaying, and also you've got the potential for Kushner to get in on that operator, which we've already highlighted as a huge part of this team. The thing is, though, last time out, Heretics looked excellent on their attack side. Kellogg's leading the way. He finished bottom of the board.
Team Bockwid. Yeah, I think that's fine as well.
He was someone that was integral, even if it's just finding a kill or finding space for the team. He does a fantastic job on this map.
Again, it's just
the other players to follow up.
The saying that someone should be kicked or something is just, I hate that stuff.
Yeah, walking out of that half,
like obviously you can think that, and honestly a lot of times you might be right as well.
Look fantastic. This is where a lot of that strength can be found. At the same time, though, a little cool down from Cushion, from Turco, these players that we've seen consistently putting up the numbers, now being contained a little bit more, not given the opportunity to shine in quite the same way. It's been a strange half. It feels like Team Heretics have come out ahead. And with this being their map pick, the attack side being a solid home ground for them, it feels like Icebox might be up next. BBL need a massive response for this, and they've not got much more time to talk about.
What's the time and the place? The time and the place is VLR forums, Reddit forums.
I wonder what the stats are in this tournament.
Other chats.
Like the second rounds,
you look go mad over there.
People don't win.
I don't mind it though.
Don't win those second rounds. It's ridiculous.
I don't know if we're gonna be throwing that one
Maybe
out
that's
there.
not the best idea, right? That's you know, that's draft one of the strat. Now
or what you do is you win the pistol and then just buy what you would have done in the second round.
Oh, just play full eco.
Yeah, exactly. And then you have full rifles in the next round anyway. So then maybe
what about Neon on this map? I kind of like it. Again, I still don't actually know. I still don't actually know like what duelist I like. I really like it holding down C. I think that's great when it plays this kind of pulse. It's good for early A control. The only thing that I think you lack is like the op stuff.
All right, we go into this one, round number 13. Turco right away taking that fight onto Kellogg's to push on Mound, working well for BBL. Re-smoke coming in fairly soon. And with that, Heretics, they're looking elsewhere. They've got control.
Maybe Zoro. I mean, this is looking like a good chance for him.
Towards B. He's been spotted. An orb thrown deep certainly seems to give the indication that they're moving B. So they're trying to sell to their opponents. But the wall was used up, and that's one of the bigger shames, right? When you use that wall on your C side, I don't know if they're going to double back there late round, but with the amount of space that they lost,
1 month to do results.
Like almost can't, especially with the turret position.
In that league with that roster, it's going to be hard.
This wall doesn't really sell much else.
The changes.
Like a lot of the walls we see will maybe allow you to fake back into B site or just hide for vision, but ultimately this one you can still hold the angle and just peek all the way deep into C.
It's true.
And already with just
good pressure over towards here and here though. Trying to get a rotate, trying to force the way into B from this one. Trying to make sure that this person isn't here.
But I'd be very surprised. A little bit unlucky.
Yeah, I like how they played this pistol at the moment.
Taboo, but come on, Mixo, you got to pick up the spike to plant.
Zeke's out of this round, man. He's completely out of the round, playing on the A side. They need that plant.
Oh, no.
Well, they're one man down. Someone's got to step it up, and the spike's now on the ground. Blind fire for Boo, grabs one. He's low, though, and can't play that game for all too much longer. 10 seconds as Zeke joins the fight. Great flash out.
Damn, dude, the flash is incredible. Oh my god, what a round from Turco. That's madness. That might be able to save them, to be honest. With how attack side this is, it feels like they needed something like that.
So we've had KC show us how to run out of time and forget to plant, and now we've had Mixor show us how to forget to pick up the spike twice. He just walked over, looked at him, went, it's still there. And it's still there again. And the thing is, that then allowed for the rotation, the time to come through, no after plant, and they had to basically push into Turco. There was only 7 seconds left, and he just wins out the rounds. Both Skies now taking a pistol apiece. And while Mitch has said this is the winning buy from Heretics, so we will see, because well, if he's right, that will probably be the most worrying thing in the world today.
I mean, the Sheriff in 4 Classics certainly ain't the kind of confident buy you'll see out of teams that win round 2. Might be the right play. But I'll say I still feel the danger when I see these sort of rounds play out. Look,
nice bit of pressure.
They could have on the way to C.
Again, they play against the Killjoy pretty well, but
oh, the spike's being
yeah,
left
just
behind.
eco. One Sheriff in this one. Stacking up a lot of orbs over towards Boo. Might be able to get all 3 into this one. I don't know if this is still here.
Yeah, this is going to be tough. Kushner might end up with more orbs than Boo has. Just watching him sat here, waiting with that Marshall. Viper screen up. He's already spotted one man. First kill. Almost looks too easy. You could see the temptation to go back through, but not wanting to throw that away.
Blind fire.
Waiting patiently. Easy kill.
I mean, he's gonna
by the looks of it, there's no orb to even be had. On the other side, he is just farming. That's it. There's a chance for this man to come out with more orbs than his opponent has. I think the death might have given Boo the slight advantage in the end, but that was just farming from Kushner.
Yeah, still you'll take it. Especially you're building that up. Blade Storm's close. confidence now at an all-time high, even getting his no-scope in there to close it out. What a fantastic round for Kushner. And we had two people we highlighted at the halftime, Turco and Kushner, as like, you know, they haven't really had their rounds in a while. They've slowed it down. They've been shut down.
It's starting to look like
I think they're
Cutie on
both
defense, you know?
they're both forgetting about that previous half.
Right.
And it's time to fire
Important
up
round for
in
Heretics.
Number 15, BBL.
Well, you remember that Marshall he
Decent
had?
bonus for BBL. And they go
have it
super
anymore.
aggro.
No,
They don't
he's
walk through that
upgraded.
though, right? Oh, okay. It's literally the,
He is dead to
the
rights.
NRG.
Counter flashes as well to try and force them back. Kushner's not going back anywhere. He actually gets spammed through the box, but Brave
Was it NRG?
trades that with a
Yeah, it was
Spectre.
NRG.
Okay, Mixwell,
I said it and
that's
then I was
not
like,
the
wait.
ideal fight for him. Your wall on A gone, full utility still in play, and they're going to keep a one-man hold. That's most important. Aslan, the solo A defender. Well, they can afford to stack up elsewhere and look for duels.
Yeah,
This is
I mean,
a
they've got
disaster.
Boozle, but at what
If you're a
cost?
Team Heretics fan,
It's devastating.
oh, Brave.
This is a
He's
bit,
gotta be
if they
careful.
can
He's the only man
somehow
here. His teammate
win
is
this
left
out,
to heal up.
they have a
Turco
chance.
brings Aslan back to full health.
He doesn't
He's on
have
his
a
way back
smoke once
towards
this
the C
goes.
site now, but it might be too little too late. I think Brave is about to be tested in a way he can't possibly
Yeah,
hope
good decision.
to come out with a passing grade, and he's out of there playing the retake.
Yeah, they sent a Tiger through. I thought it saw Kellogg's, and then they rotated away, so I'm guessing it didn't.
Damn, he
Still
wins
he's
that
gonna win
5
that
HP.
duel. Now
Crazy.
Boo, okay, he's got a lockdown.
They
Unless
get a
he's gonna
plant.
pull
Let's
up
see
a
how much
nuclear,
damage
I don't
Boo
think
can
there's
do,
any
but-
chance of him throwing this one in. Has to try and fight versus 4 players. One
Oh.
of them low, almost
Ooh,
caught
my.
up, but Turco
Yeah,
with the
nice-
wallbang.
nice savey
A
kill.
huge round for BBL to take another strong early start for BBL. We saw the same at the beginning of the first half, though.
Yep.
The question is, do Heretics still have that same sort of response?
Well, that's it. It is a different context playing on the defensive side, but we have to go back to Team Heretics and when we saw them attack before. This
Both
is somewhere
times.
that
This map is
exactly,
done.
it's somewhere that I have to have
Close.
faith
Maybe like
that
one
they'll
more
turn it
buy
around
round.
in the coming rounds, but you can't deny it. You know,
Maybe like one more buy
the
round
start
will
here
give
has
them.
been terrible. They've got barely any credits to work
Have a
with. And
low
they'll
buy.
call a timeout here. Again, you'll see this very frequently where teams will call a timeout
6-10
and then play
is
a
still,
super low buy.
especially on
So we
this map
still
with it
don't,
being
even
attack side,
despite
it's
this
still
timeout, we
doable.
don't expect them to come in and
Being
put it all on the line.
stared down. I'm a little bit nervous, I'll be honest. Eyeing up the camera, all right. No, I think that's what you have to look at. 8 rounds versus Foot, even though they lost, and 10 rounds on the attack versus Na'Vi. They're a good attacking side team, but they have to get off the mark. And they are
Double-handed
also a
chef's
team
kiss,
that
yeah.
seems to thrive within
Haven't
the
seen that one for a
confidence.
while.
Now, they definitely have the Polish fans behind
I
them
missed the
today, but I
Sean.
genuinely think
I missed the Sean
they
Garris
might need
golf
it.
clap.
Because that's the
That was
thing, right
iconic.
now with this roster, they are behind by 3. They're on their map choice. As said, a loss here today, it doesn't doom them completely.
Hoy
from
back,
making
thank
it
you
to
so much,
playoffs,
dude,
but
with the Prime.
likelihood
Welcome into the Slug Club,
diminishes
appreciate you.
significantly. I think you're talking about like 10 to 15% chance
Thank
of
you,
them being
thank
able
you.
to make it. It
Heretics,
causes
yeah, a
blunders
little
on the
bit.
other
They're
side
kind of
for
like a
other
coin
teams
flip
for
team
them to be
again.
able to
We
do
don't
it.
know which
But with a
Heretics
lot
we're
of
going to be
teams
seeing.
around that sort of 2,
So I agree
3,
with you.
4
Sometimes-
marker, it becomes quite
sometimes
difficult
not
to
so
see a
good,
resurgence
but sometimes
if
pretty
Heretics
good.
lose today versus
Like a
BBL.
weird-
Because they'd also be one of the teams that they'd likely have
Just
to
don't know
match
what
up
they're gonna
against in
look like on the
head-to-head.
day.
So there needs to be a
There
response.
doesn't
There
seem
needs
like
to
too
be
much
a
consistency.
response now. We are going to be getting back into this one after the pause.
Feels like mostly not too
Viper
good. It
wall
is
coming out
leaning
of
a
Team
little bit that way.
Heretics. We've seen this
That's true.
before with Mixwell attempting a late lurk. It was caught and dealt with. This time 3
This
players from BBL
one-
are looking to fight early.
Interesting. I was going to say, because you know when they were doing their Viper wall from this side and they got punished walking out, I was wondering if they were going to do this because normally people are doing their wall like this so that they can walk out at the beginning, like if you don't get early A control. I thought it was a little bit weird.
Man to hold by himself, and now they look to the other side of the map as they start to. Oh wow, that was a great flash. That was actually from B
The
side.
timing of that was
Up and
crazy
over,
and it's
through
far
the roof,
back.
catching the players on C long.
Yeah, did he just
now
do
they know
that?
there's nobody A,
Kinda
and there's
nice.
players outside C. Sick info.
I do like the way that in most of the eco rounds, or both of them, the ones we've seen from Heretics, they're just orb farming. They're basically just trying to get their most impactful ultimates online. Mixor now not far away from having that Viper's Pit. Early util thrown through. Nano Swarms denying them that space, but now Kellogg's makes a move.
Yeah, this is where the danger is, where the fun begins. Maybe for Suchny up top, taking down Boo and Zeke as well. Kellogg's will finally take him down with a Volva on another. They might might still have a chance.
Yeah.
3 players all down below. They're coming
Keep
the
an eye on
same route,
this.
but now there's the orb.
Killjoy's down,
That's gonna block
so
off vision, make it so much harder to punish.
at the moment they're not considering it.
The flank's not spotted. The turret obviously offline now that Boo is
They just
dead.
got free
This
info,
gives the
really.
space
I
over
say
for
free.
Raven
I've
to
over
just
took
sneak
2
his way
shots for
through,
it.
but they get aggressive.
Wait, they should just
They
push
go
with
up
this.
into the face of
Yeah,
Kushner.
what a weird
Brave
round. Does he
now
catch
has
him
made
now?
a sound as he
Oh,
looks
this is
to
so
rotate
weird.
in from behind, but they are being
Keeping on the
watched.
time, 10
11
seconds.
left on this clock for them
Mix
to
with
try
our
and get
spike.
the plant through. They
Goes
need
down.
to kill this man off, and they're struggling. Avovah's done the work, and Kellogg's with a second to spare.
Oh, Avovah's a hero.
Blockade
Knowing that he would
Avovah.
try and go for the swing,
Land the
2
headshot
seconds
with
left
the
on that
spam.
one.
It was a
Yeah,
little too
big
close
round.
for comfort.
Important kill,
But with
important
the
kill.
weaponry they had, that is huge.
He got a little bit lucky. The timing of this flank here, he just managed to only take 2 bullets, body shots.
But what a gorgeous round. Here's that flash again.
Yeah, that's a nice flash to get info.
Work to grab that information, get
Thank
ahead
you
of
for
the
whoever went
rotations.
and got that.
Absolutely.
I appreciate that a lot.
Fantastic job. But
The
for
Scream Jet, they
BBL,
would have had
right
better
now,
results in the league if
that's
they
a
didn't
devastating
have.
round
I think
for
that's
Lotus,
true as well.
but at least they
So
can bounce back.
blind.
They can fight
I don't think it was a great, especially with their buys, I don't think it was a great
actually
team to
adding
go
in
for
an
the
orb
heavy
to it this
util
time.
agents.
I don't know why.
I agree with you. Going with Jeweler Starly would have made more sense.
So like Mixwell throws out his orb as well,
In
loses
terms of
that
K-pop.
utility for late round, something that helped them get on the scene, for example.
Fake it.
I guess, but
Dude.
he didn't put it up.
What?
Oh, that's not gone well at all.
He's crazy.
Kushner has found Avovah. Viper's
Oh, he's so
going
crazy right now. How's he not getting punished for
very
this?
awkward. I don't know how Kushner's still alive. That's the biggest surprise. He even pops the Blade Storm.
And now here comes the lockdown as well.
Thomas is in his
Kushner
mind.
managed to
Oh,
get
no.
What the
Mixwell.
hell is this
That's
round?
left
It's
them in
mad.
such an awkward spot.
Wait,
Viper's
there's so many
been
people that are
gone.
stuck in this
The
ult.
main thing keeping them
Yeah, they
back.
need to go out.
Now
Are they
the
going to try and get
lockdown
some
is
map
gonna push
control
them
with it?
back
No, but it does
right
mean
back
that
into
this can
things.
happen.
Smokes
The
available
rotate
and
round, they decide
online.
to smoke
It's on
the
smoke.
spike.
It's on the
We
spike,
have to see a spam
actually.
fest, but
They're
it
gonna
is
have to spam through
it's
it
tight
and
in the
guess
corner,
where
so
they might be. A late flank coming around from Zeke, but it's too late.
It's too
Way
late, yeah.
too late. As that player still resides in the smoke, there's no
Nicely
chance
handled from BBL.
to deny that defuse.
This is the
That's a
worst
disaster
possible
for
outcome for
I think they had a
Heretics.
much better chance in that than they ended up just
1-9
looking
loss
neutered in that
bonus
2v4.
after winning this one.
Yeah, I
And,
think just
yeah, it's kinda
Boo,
all down to
unfortunately,
this
needed
round.
buy just a little bit more time, but I think the bigger issue here is I just don't know how.
What was that? He was above the pit, Tom. He was above the pit.
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. Like
Anyone else can go there. Any other player can stand there.
Look at the amount of players that
Oh, that's
Kushner just
wild.
managed to catch from the exact same position. I think he gets 2 kills. He almost kills Kellogg's as well, other than a flash. That is just error after error from Heretics. And wow, that
Healer's
might just
dying.
cost them because
Yeah,
they
it doesn't
put
make
so
me,
much into that round. Viper's pit lockdown, thrown in.
Some of
The
these
two
rounds
most
don't make me
impactful-
miss
the ones
coaching, I'll
that they
put that out
basically
there.
spent 2 eco rounds just farming the orbs for,
Just
thrown
losing your
into the wind.
goddamn mind.
Yeah, I mean, I could sit here all day. I don't think I'd be able to get to the bottom of that round.
Don't worry, that's what Lotus for.
Yeah, listen, explain it all, Lothar. Every damn thing.
Or we could get, let's put him on the spot. Let's get Milos to break that round down. I think he'll really enjoy that.
Get him on the telestrator. Wheel him out to the telestrator, see what he can do. Trial by fire here. Well, Milos, just remember, that wasn't me. That was Tom.
Of course.
All right,
Of
sometimes
course.
people get us confused. It was the bald one that threw you under the bus there.
Yeah, love you, my friend.
They are
Well, it
switching
doesn't
this
sound
up
like it.
for what
10
they're
to
doing
7
at the
right now,
beginning.
BBL in a prime spot. Their weaponry is good. Their cash is good. They've got some credits in the back pocket, building up ultimates.
Oh.
But
That's
Such needs to
really
be
bold.
lost. Be aggression.
But they
As
lost
started
here,
to
and he was in a
split
weird
through the A
position.
side. He thought he could find space elsewhere, but he was wrong. And Mixwell now showing up, taking Aslan down, grabbing a plant.
Yeah, they
What
lost
a
so much map
recovery
control.
in this round
Dude, they're
here.
gonna
That's almost
save.
put BBL down to a
Okay,
save
they have a
already.
lot of money,
Yeah, I think maybe a little
really.
bit overzealous from a couple other players there on BBL.
And they're
Like,
really
you have
going to
Sushi
let
pushing out
Heretics,
B.
after they
It looked like
reset,
he was gonna
give
try
them
and
an extra
stun,
round,
just basically
3,000 each.
swung wide and got
Literally
taken
the most
out.
perfect round
And
that
then
they
you had
need.
the exact same thing moments later. Aslan
Damn.
trying to save them by swinging through a snake
This
bite.
might be pretty
There's not
costly,
a lot
we'll
of team
see.
synergy in this one, and that's something that, okay, sure, maybe you
They
can
do need to,
criticize
so
BBL
1-9
for
on
the
top
past,
of it, so
but
this
at
could be a
least
drop,
in
this
more
could be a
recent
drop, so
times,
yeah.
we
I
haven't
mean, they're
seen
so
those
fine
sort
to
of
buy into
mistakes.
this, but
Heretics,
this
they
is like
capitalized
perfect for Heretics.
Straight back on the horse once again, but there's not going to be any break for
I
them
like this
here.
round
There
from
is
them.
a lot of credits
They literally
available
just
on
change
the
their
side of
wall up
BBL,
if they're
and
doing
looking
A.
to save 3 weapons. And on
Like
the other
this,
side of
they
things,
do
they're not
A
charging
early,
it.
this one they
Just
do
wanting
A
to
late.
try and build up an economy of their own.
wise to save over those weapons. They get all 3 through to the next. Operator still to play with. That is definitely one of the rounds where I think Heretics are going to be pretty happy to have it, but they know that
I just think the Omen flash goes too big.
They waited, they caught Suchny, and they reacted perfectly afterwards. They also forced that mistake to be made. Their aggression up on A site made it impossible.
DSG today? Nah, I'm gonna skip the challenger stuff today.
So he had to go somewhere.
We'll host Sean.
Call, but it was the wrong one. A duel lost, a round lost.
Early A control,
BBL,
big.
though,
I mean, this is.
To solve those problems.
Everyone can buy next round, so it's kind of important, but it's not.
Now, well,
it's not anything major.
Yeah, spot in, trying to catch Turco on the spam, but not going to get anything for it. This A control firmly taken. A lurk left from Boo, and no real aggression elsewhere on the map. In fact, Brave currently sits in the spawn, just almost placing those smokes from afar wherever they are called for. It does mean that there's no longer an angle for Kushner to battle in onto, and Mixo's going to make sure that it's now his smoke.
That's so annoying. Like, with an Omen smoke and a Viper Orb there, the guys could just walk up into your spawn. That's so irritating with the information they're taking. This is something we talked about before, and this is all that they're looking to use it for in Heretics.
Yancy just wants everyone at the studio to stay late. So she's not working this. She's not working this week. She wants them to stay there the whole time.
Very much, I guess, what Cutie was doing, dashing in.
Have the longest day possible.
But once these players start to move, like they're either into his crosshair or into his utility.
That's a nice flash.
And it's through the nano we go. Look at the HP of Kellogg's.
Oh boy, yeah.
They've taken Aslan down.
This is kind of twice where we've seen someone that maybe is. I'm not saying he was caught out of position here, but it feels like they're forcing that fast kill a lot. Oh my god. How is that not a kill?
It looked like Mixo maybe even should have died to that wallbang, but not
21.
quite to be. He'll be healed back up, and now again
they have no idea about Avova. Smoked the alarm bot. No, not even smoked the alarm bot. Killjoy went down.
It's
a good Omen flash as well.
And while the paranoia has left them completely blind within this, Brave needs to pull out another miracle. He's already had a couple throughout this series so far. Showed it on Haven. Another into that 1v1 Kellogg's. All he has to do is just stay alive that little bit longer, not give this man the fight, and the time will do the rest for him. Still, Brave is going to make this hella costly in the end. Can he escape the blast
radius? It was a nice try, though.
I think he might just do it.
Yeah, he's out.
It was a nice try. Gets out of there.
But in the end, Team Heretics win.
All right, everyone can buy still, so it doesn't matter too much.
Nobody survives, but 10-9. The scoreline closes in on BBL, and they're now feeling the heat. As Team Heretics are hot on their heels, it's time to take another timeout. BBL, this is their last one. Their last chance to gather themselves for one final push. Remember, a map under their belt already. They'll be taking this series. Heretics performing remarkably well, considering
the stress on Nilzina's face is incredible.
I think you see the two men with maybe a lot of, or the whole world, I guess, on their shoulders. Stressful times, a pause that could change the outcome of this game, and some high-impact players stepping up again. That lurk through from Avova, basically cementing the round, but also I feel like there has to be a conversation had with Aslan there.
Just, do I miss being stressed? No, but you kind of also miss like the feels of like the actual big, like all of that time going into one game. Like there is.
And when you've got those nanos blocking
it is kind of nuts.
Angle, chances are they're going to be looking at the other one. So I think
it does feel good, even though you are
like
fully stressed out.
Okay, we either play for the retake or we go for these more aggressive fights. Like putting the world on your shoulders like that. If Heretics even just trade effectively, they're coming out on top there.
Now, a lot of this map comes down to A-main aggression, and already if you just look at the mini-map, look at these players coagulate over there. You got 7 players ready to take the duel down. I think the main problem you're going to run into is actually Suchny. This guy's really tough to deal with. If he's popping down a stun early round, you just cannot take that space. And even if you do, it's going to be one guy.
Huge round.
It's going to be Kellogg's that goes out
huge round for BBL in terms of their econ. We've got Breach Ult, we're one away from this one, and we're kind of close to Aslan's as well. So they're getting close, but they need to get this round ready.
That's not the end of the bait. They now have used their stun, but they've got a rolling thunder.
There's an AWP here, and it's looking like we have a plan to stop this. Yeah, the touch of it. They were ready for this. Kellogg's is out in the open. The stun's in front of him. Nice trade, though. TP over towards spawn in reaction.
Completely lost track of Avova. He's managed to almost sneak his way through
and they're
going
to go back, and honestly,
now,
he could be anywhere at the moment, so everyone's having to look everywhere.
I have to feel like Suchi's not just going to leave this one completely
What's up,
blind.
Bren?
But with that control,
You want to watch
the
Keiko?
rest of the team can now opt to try and take that space. Know
The
that
main
at least
event.
one of these angles is clear, and maybe even try and fake some presence into B.
Yeah, this is a problem now. They've cleared out so much of this map that they can really start to put a Vova in a box. They're not going to be.
Bren, why are you avoiding me?
All it's gotten Heretics
I go on
is a
plat
little
chat
bit of control
twice.
that their wall pretty
You're
much
not
gives
there
them
twice?
anyways.
What's going on here?
So they haven't managed to capitalize very well, and now they've lost the spike.
No.
It's inside of Tree. They've got to run in. That paranoia was perfect, though. It's caused problems, good damage. Boo's recovering. Here comes the lockdown.
There's
Massive
low time on this, though.
Suchi
Someone's definitely going to
holding
hero
strong on the
play.
corner. He has a little bit of support.
Yeah, he is not
Aslan
moving.
standing
Both of
on
them
the
are not
side,
moving.
10 seconds. They've got to go. They've got to move. There's one down in Aslan as well.
Damn, they got
Very
them
nicely
both.
cleaned up.
Yeah, well done. They leave it to the very last second. But it's still just enough, and now Kushner completely out
Legal
of the
stuff with it as
action.
well. Yeah, that sucks.
He's going to pick up this rifle, but well, I don't think he could
Alright,
make much
that's
of a louder sound
honestly
to let
very
them know
valid
where he
excuse.
is, and well, stuck between the door. Heretics, they continue that climb back up, 10 and 10, edging their way through.
I love the fact that I'm pretty sure Vova had a mouse.
Oh, he wanted to op, but he had to drop a gun, so they have no op into this round, even though he really wanted to.
I'm pretty sure that was just a little misclick, because the player ends up swinging him, looking right at him. He's like, oh, you're close, aren't you? You're right there.
That's the thing. I want to give credit as well in this round to Mixo and his utility, because he's got the initial wall, but then if you note for that, you mentioned it with the stun, you expect early aggression off of it. He actually puts a snake bite just in front of the wall, so nobody can run through it without getting basically hit by a hell of a lot of decay and then the vulnerability. Not worth it anymore. So he denies any aggression they were going for, and basically just uses a small amount of util to garner all of that control without anywhere near as much risk.
Flash
Also
goes in over
traded
here
onto
as well.
the
They
guy
get
who got
full
rolled thunder
info.
as well. So basically, they used all that utility.
The problem
for
is that
nothing.
they have. I mean,
Some
no, they're kind of
fantastic
fine because
ideas
this is
for
watching B.
Heretics, as you
They're
can
actually
see,
so fine.
and
They can
even the
heavy rotate
knee-jerk
this.
reactions in those moments, they seem to be hitting more often than missing. Double digits for both teams, neck and neck, and here's the play. Credits on the line here for a bunch of players on BBL.
There are people here early if they want to. They want a Sky ult flash out.
For them to work on. The
That's
Seekers have
crazy.
gone
He
out.
just walked into a molly.
Not even seeing the second.
Oh my goodness. I mean, he did enough though. He did enough damage. I can't believe he swings that once he's vulnerable and insta-tap.
But so much more to fight into. And it's Mixwell. Every time
Is Zeke still IGLing? No, in theory. Again, I'm not 100% at the moment, but in theory it's Boo.
Actually hold on tight this time.
Boo should be back to IGLing.
Just on the edge here, Mixo already getting rid of Suchi.
You're 100% in, so yeah.
The decay wouldn't have even made that much of a difference because he was only on 16 HP anyway. And it looks like Heretics are going to confirm themselves in 11th round. This attack, we mentioned it.
Boo is Malfeas.
Something that they have thrived on in the past on this map. But Brave is still popping. I wouldn't face too many more times into that man, but remember, the economy on the
they
side
switched
of
back.
Heretics
Boo
is booming
tweeted
at
about
this
it.
point. They
Wait,
can
really?
afford to
Shall
throw a
someone get
couple
on
of
his?
guns into the
Someone
wind
go
and
on
it's
his
not gonna affect
Twitter.
them.
What's going
We
on?
were starting to worry
How are they
that these
switching
guys would
IGL
come
every
online
week?
and maybe we were calling
Look
it too
at
early.
He just follows the traces back.
Oh, isn't he tweeted? Okay, I get you.
Mixwell
Yeah, so
finally having
Boo's.
success as well. Seems
That
like
was
all
nice
the
taps.
parts are coming together for Team Heretics, and just in time, taking the lead out of the hands of BBL for the first time in a long time.
I'm gonna need that as a soundbite.
That's you're coming home
Oh, Mixwell.
with me. Well, meow, as Mystic would say.
Yeah, I need a Neil Zenio soundboard, please. If someone could create.
Yeah, the
that.
Nil Xenia replays are incredible.
Oh, I will do after today.
Turret's holding for them. Different positioning this time around on those nanos. Might have been seen on the way through though.
That's
Lucky.
nice.
They're gonna
Dog
wait
goes
that
in,
one out,
clears
and, well,
everything.
the retake
Smoke,
play is
smoke.
gonna
We have
rely
to see
heavily on the
retake. We have
flank.
Killjoy ult, and they go fast
If
behind.
Killjoy's
So I
bringing that
like the
spike
idea
all
from
way through,
BBL.
yeah, you would have had a problem because that obviously alarm bot behind
Spike.
would be able to cover.
He's so nervous about getting spammed from heaven. They're going to get free spike down plants as well. When do they get info about this?
I guess Mixor's here anyway.
And if Mixor can tuck in the corner, he can molly off this. But he's going to want... Mixor can kill 3 here.
Solid. Lockdown now coming through. It's a decent crossfire.
I actually think Avova should have baited a little bit harder.
Still just fighting tooth and nail. They know that if they can lock them into this site, they're going to be caught in the lockdown. But instead, they have just fought outside of it, leaving 2 players.
Yeah, they handled this well. They still have mollies over towards site.
They need to try and clear this out. They can get
started mollies off now.
Look at where Kellogg's is coming from.
Oh man, they handled this so well though.
He managed to kill off everybody. He never would have expected Kellogg's to be there.
Looking like an icebox.
Absolutely everything about the decision making.
2 chances for Heretics to close it out. Money's a little bit low on this. We're missing some.
That's going to force you out of position that you have to fight for somewhere else. The second that they got site control, they were already thinking about it. You could see it, the movement towards Mound, slow and steady. They're in a corner they're not even expecting.
Mixor was gone instantly. He was like, I'm not even going to get spotted. I'm going to go right into the corner straight away.
The best part about that is the fact that, as we were saying the whole time, Boo is getting further and further away from that alarm bot. Eventually, he even heard it, and they heard it. Oh, they've left it open. This is our gap. Let's go. And then you're all gone. Taken down just like that. Really smart play from Heretics, and BBL have got to be getting frustrated now. They've been sat on 10 for a long time, and Heretics just keep clocking up the rounds. 1 more needed to bring us all the way to Icebox. We'll give a good send-off to the map between these 2 teams. I think we'll certainly get to see a few rounds of it.
Yeah. Again, the orb control from Heretics has been fantastic. They've just been farming these up, getting those extra ultimates available.
Alarm
Very
bot.
awkward. That shot
There's no way.
On, but Brave he's still been having a very good map.
The alarm bot saved him.
Thriving individually, even if the team at the moment are struggling that little bit more. Even still,
I've never seen that.
Man advantage.
I mean, when would we have ever seen that? Because it's never on the floor and this is a lower angle.
In towards the seaside. Bear in mind,
the bullet literally gets tanked by the alarm bot.
There's either been 1 man there who's instantly died, or no one there at all.
Does it literally do no damage through it?
And the other aspect is Kellogg's has been the guy that's taking the space, that's diving in, that's seizing on the back. Oh, hold on though. They've changed it up. They're moving towards A. Seekers are going to confirm there's not many people here. In fact, the only one was Brave, and look, he's just sprayed away. They know exactly where he is.
It must have missed. If someone clips it, we'll do a slow-mo. Someone clip it, I'll do a slow-mo.
Right here and now, 10 seconds. Running out of time.
Oh my, nice shots though. What the hell was that?
BBL wanted to retake the space. They've instead ended up giving the advantage to Heretics. Great showing by Zeke.
What is
Maybe
this?
more needed. With Avova falling, numbers are back to even. A BBL are mounting the retake. Look at Mixwell. On his way
Still
around,
a nightmare.
meeting his friend in just a moment.
Especially when he has these mollies. Oh god. Oh.
Zeke doing damage, good flash, good swing.
There's too many targets.
Mixwell here now. He'll deny that defuse. Get a bit more.
Holy savior.
13 to 10.
Absolute savior. We're going 3rd map. Icebox it is.
Their attack side is to be feared.
We got him? Okay, let's check it out, chat.
Starting to get scared.
Flashbang coming up.
To take this to a 3rd map, but you start to see that control, the orb management, the executions into the site, and then even some sort of brazen risks being taken by the side of BBL, just in the hopes that they'd be able to turn this back around.
We'll watch it again in slow-mo.
Solid showing for Heretics going into this map, and as said, when it came to the veto, they got the choice at the end. Do they take that final map to split, or do they take it to Icebox?
We'll go
now, the last
0-5.
Icebox, they got
maybe we do a 0-2-5 after.
It seems like they think they've learned a lot here, Mitch, because they're willing to
I mean,
fight it again.
Well, you would certainly hope so.
It's close. Feels like it should have hit him, right?
It to fall flat going into the final map, Icebox. Let's see if they've got what it takes. Team Heretics looking for the reverse sweep. We'll find out after the break.
I mean, that's on him. That's on him. That's crazy that it tanks the full bullet. I didn't realize that.